Hey guys, Matt Olmsted here, Pond Boss Baits, Cast King. Heading up to the pond, try and catch some fish. We're going to put the boat in the water today. We got a crap load of rain last night and this morning, so we're going to see what it looks like. Hell, even if we can get back there, we may not be able to. But we'll throw the old Ram into four-wheel drive and see what we can do. Again, we're going to be throwing a crankbait, chatterbait, same stuff we always do initially, and then adjust accordingly and see what happens. Guys, if you're new to the channel, go down and click subscribe, please. When I get to 100 subscribers, I will be doing another giveaway video. So yeah, we're gonna go out and try and catch a few. Short video today, don't have but maybe a couple hours, so we're gonna get out and see if we can catch some. Stay tuned, guys. Fun to come. Okay, so we've paddled across the pond. The old PBS, kind of I don't even know what kind of color you'd call it, but it's a good one. We got a little bit of breeze today, but kind of swirling a little bit. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. Just try to not fall out of the boat. Caught one before I even turned the camera on. I was still on the bank. Caught a good one, 3-pounder, and I'm gonna guess it had a piece of plastic in the belly because that fish should have easily been 5 or 6 pounds. Huge mouth, skinny as a rail. Fit my fist in its mouth easily. It was a big one. Just didn't have it. 20, 21, almost 22-inch fish. And yeah, weighed 3 pounds. So I bet it had some plastic in it. Hindsight be it what it is, I should have kept that fish and just ate it because it was dying. We got a bunch of rain today, this morning, into the, this morning really, late last night, early morning, into the late morning. This bait just a pinch crooked. There we go. That might be better. But the water has cleared up a little bit. The grass is not near as bad. And the junk and crap that was on the surface is better. Poured some trick worm things this morning. Wow, I threw that way up into that tree and it bounced out. Rejection. Good looking bait. Fish in here don't really eat shad, but if fish in here ate shad, they'd be all over this. We will get back over into the trees though and get on there. Again, little S crank. This good looking bait. And this is it right here. Pair G2. Got it loaded up on a Crixus. 20-pound test fluorocarbon. Little green pumpkin and orange jig. Oh, that was one right there. Golly. I don't know if you can see this tree right here. The top of this tree is normally out of the water. Water's up. We got a bunch of rain. He says normally this is normally out of water, and that's in 26 feet right there. So who knows what the water level is now? 20, 28, 29. Probably not the best bait to cast to a fish, but you know. Really need to be throwing that little crankbait. Okay, so here's the bait we're throwing. I don't know if you can see that. I hope I've got it up in the frame. But this is, man, it's a good looking bait. Super good looking bait. See some bluegill down there swimming around. Okay, we're gonna go paddle around and get us back around this corner. Maybe I should have went with the smaller one. I should have went with the 1.5 maybe. There's one come up and got it out of that tree. There's one. Settle down. There's a decent little fish. Bye, fish. Shoot, I meant to bring my ice chest. Crud. Maybe tomorrow we can bring the ice chest. But there was one out of that tree. I banged it off that limb and let it pause, and it started to float up, and I saw the big swirl go around it. Just kept reeling. Let's see. Come on, fish. Like I said, this is the color too, man. This jig is the deal, and I cannot, for the life of me, figure it out. And when I do get a bite, we're swinging and missing. I've missed twice today. That kingfisher's like, damn it, that was the tree I was on. Man, that jig looks good. So the great thing about this rod, it's a 7'6" medium heavy. It has tons of, it's really just a good rod. I'm a fan, like I said. If it was a one piece, I would have I've never been a two-piece fan, to be honest, but I'm not mad at this. So I may end up getting a couple more of these, because it's really a multi-purpose rod. It's a medium heavy. It's a light weight wise. You can hold it all day and it's not a big deal. But it's really sensitive, and it's strong. It's got lots of backbone to it. I set the hook on the other day, and he came flying out of the water and went over my head, which is kind of funny. But it's a really good rod. It's sensitive. It's very strong. You can actually flip and pitch with it. You know, you can use it for what you want to use it for, which is great. You know, it's always a bonus to be able to do what you want to do with what you're trying to do with it. So, Pair G2, and this rod only cost me about $48, I think. There's one right there. There he is. And there's a cute little fish, you know, pound and a halfer. On the old jig, Palm Boss Baits Z-Trail on it. There's another one. I have to get one of those whatchamajiggers for it. Little bitty guy. See you later, Junior. Aw, for shame. But see, we got two off of that tree. Ow, that hurt. The old big old hook set. hook got me there. So let's see. I've had my son make me up some trailers. They're over here in these bags in my. I poured some worms. There's some more worms. There we go. Telling you what, guys, brown, orange, it doesn't get better than that. It's really the deal. We pour great. We make a really good jig trailer or flipping bait, however you want to do, whatever you want to do with it. Because it definitely works for both. And there you go. I'll tell you what, that's the deal, man. So anyway, it's going to be a short day. My wife's on her way home from work. She just saw her last patient, or she's about to go see her last patient, one of the two. And just really wanted to come out. I've been stuck at home for the last few days. Had an injury, dislocated my collarbone. It popped back in, luckily, I guess. I don't know. It still hurts like a mofo. I thought it was getting better until I tried to put my tackle bag in the boat, and I about died. That was excruciating pain there. But you know what? We survived, and we're back at it again. Before I go, though, today I will put the camera in the water because someone wanted to see. Again, we paint these big baits. You know, let me show you guys. Tackle talk. What I do with them. Where's the box? They're in here somewhere. There they are. They're underneath all this stuff. All right. Tackle talk. Here we go. I'm going to pull this off. Okay, so this is your typical 1.5. Okay. 1.5. Awesome. You got your 2 to 4 foot depth. You know, it comes in at 2 3/8, almost 2.5 inches. You've got your 2.5, bigger bait. Goes a little deeper. You're gonna get that 3 to 5 foot range. You know, weighs half an ounce and comes in at 3 inches, 2 3/4. Then you've got the behemoth, the big 4.0. People want to see this bait, so I think we're gonna try and figure it out. You've also got awesome hand-painted bluegill swim baits. These things are fantastic in the water. They look great. And then I've got an S-crank, which I've got that one tied on in the same color, or in the ones that matches the other ones. But this is a fantastic bait as well. Lots of luck on it. Caught one on it earlier again, but that's just a behemoth of a bait. It's a giant. Ow! And those are super sharp and pointy hooks. It's a 4-inch bait. The bait's 4 inches long, weighs 1.25 ounces, I think, something like that. 1.1 ounces, something like that. Big. It's a big one. Okay. Gotta go that way. It'll mess with my mind. But we're gonna tie one of these on here in just a second, and maybe we'll put the camera underwater and see what happens. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So we tied the big bait on. Oh, I had to get a drink. Tied the big one on. I'm obviously still wearing the camera on my head. Oops, foul hook. That's exactly how we designed it. Exactly how we wanted that first cast to go. That way it gets all the jinx out, you know. That first cast, bad luck stuff. You can probably see it underneath the water. and it runs, you know, like what you would expect. Runs just like a big old square bill. Now this bait will get down deep. I kind of call it the depth charge because whenever you make a cast, it really, bathunk, you know, hits the water. Talk about moving water. It'll pull your boat. That's for certain. Kerplop. That'll either get the attention of or scare everything away. We're hoping it gets the attention of. That's what we're hoping for. We hope a big old bass hears it hit the ground, hit the water, and is like, what on earth is that? I'd love to, it'd be awesome when I was in Arkansas. I thought the water was going to be clean enough or clear enough for us to do what I wanted to do, and I was trying to video my bluegill swim bait in the water, and we just didn't have the right lighting, I guess. So you couldn't really see the bait. You could see the bait, but you couldn't really see the details. But in the background of it, you could see a fish that was closing in on it. And the shape of it just looked like a big old trout, which would have been just crazy. And if you watched my video the other day, short casts with this are great. And you can really make accurate ones. Bait does dive pretty well. 6 to 8 feet is what you're going to get out of this dude, according to, you know, what I've read and whatnot. And again, you can cast it a mile. And it'll pull the boat. You know what? Let me look for something real quick. I don't know what I did with that box. It's so weird. Okay, so that color is not. Hadn't been a deal today. Don't know why, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be. This is just a little subtle change. Could be all the difference in the world. You never know. Yeah, San Diego Jam. Not. And I'm actually gonna put brown and pink trailer on it. bite the first ½ inch off or so. And there you go. That looks really good in the water. I've got to find my hooks and stuff though, because I don't know where my box of hooks is at. There's one right there. He came up and smoked it on the fall. Man, that fish is dark, living in that grass. There we go. Thanks, fish. Thought I might get a bite there. Now I did see, like I said, there were fish jumping. And there he is. It's one of those baits that active fish will just come up and they'll come get it. It's just a good bait. And the deal of it is, you know, like that one he didn't smash it. He just came up behind. Well, he just walked up behind it. He, really all I did was feel a little extra weight and it stopped vibrating. Okay, we're not done yet. We're almost done. We're just not quite there yet. Almost. Plus, we can pull ourselves in with the bait. And we might catch one. Who knows? Shoot, the big one I caught. There's a fish right there, actually. Oops. The big one that I caught before I turn the camera on. I caught him way out here in the middle of nowhere. But like I said, that fish had some plastic in it or something, because that was a 5 or 6 pound fish that weighed 3.1 on my scale. So